here in the city of Detroit. My name is Jessica Lindsay, and today on Fresh Made Easy, we're going to go ahead and show you guys a lot of fruits and vegetables that are here in the city that you may not know about. Welcome to Fresh Made Easy. I'm your host, Jessica Lindsay. Today we are here in the beautiful fruit and vegetable market of Randazzo in the city of Detroit. What we're going to do today is show you a couple of easy meals that you can make, things that take a little bit of prep work and a little bit of patience, and you can have a wonderful meal. And you can make it from things that are here from Michigan, along with a large number of fruits and vegetables from around the world. What we're going to do today is we're going to interview the manager of Randazzo's, Mr. Russell. And once we've done that, we're going to take you on a tour around Randazzo's, and then we'll show you our meals that we have ready to prepare for you today. And today we have with me Mr. Russell, who is the manager here of Randazzo's. And what we'd like to do is just find out where some of the fruits and vegetables in here come from and how far things come from. So, Mr. Russell. Hi, good morning. Nice to meet you. So, in this vast place that you guys have here, what exactly do you guys do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, every day we have product that comes in every day. We have a variety of items from all over the country, all over the world, different seasons of the year. Summertime, we have a lot of stone fruit, such as peaches and plums, melons, cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelons. Winter, we're very high on apples, and that's our specialty, apples. As you know, our logo is the apple. We have several varieties of apples throughout the year. In the fall time, large variety of apples, as you can see now.
And so with having such a large variety now, do a lot of these items come from Michigan, or are they from different places?
During the fall time, we get a lot of apples out of Michigan. Yes,
now, which ones can you show us are ones from Michigan?
Sure. We have this line here. This is our Michigan line.
Okay.
We have Michigan Delicious apple, which is the most common apple. We have Macintosh, Red Bone, Jonathan. Then we have them in bags for convenience. Some people like a nice 3-pound bag or a 10-pound bag of the same apple.
Okay, and we were talking earlier, and you mentioned that some of the things that you have in the store come from all around the world. So what are some of those places?
Some places are Mexico. We have items straight out of Italy, Brazil, Chile, South America. It's a large variety of different areas. Some stuff come right out of China.
Wow, as far as China?
Yes.
Jeez. And as far as with your variety, what I guess is the oddest thing that you have here?
Our oddest thing at this point will probably be, I would say, as a day, when we have what we call a yali pear. It's pretty common now, but when we first had it, it was pretty odd. That's one of the items that come out of China. Yes. And right now,
that's pretty much
it as of right now as far as odds.
And in Michigan and a lot of urban areas around the cities of America, there's been an upsurge of people who are doing planting and gardening and community gardening. So what exactly does Randazzo's do to help the community, or what partnerships have they developed over the years?
Well, I'm not really up in that info as far as partnering, but we do have vendors where we get a lot of gardening products, a lot of vegetables, a lot of plants. During the planting season, we get a lot of different items. And we sell pretty good with a lot of planting tomatoes, vegetables.
Okay, so on an average day, how long are you guys here servicing the community?
Average day, we're here from 6 a.m. in the morning till 8 p.m. in the evening. 364 days a year. We close only on Christmas Day.
So you're only closed one day out of the year. So that means there's no excuse for not having fresh fruits and vegetables inside of your house, people. 364 days. You can't do better. Okay, so thank you so much for your time today, Mr. Russell. And can you give us the exact location of where we are?
We're here on the northeast side of Detroit at 5240 East Outer Drive, just east of the Van Dyke.
Just Savannah.
Yes.
And I think you guys have a lot of other locations. So which other cities do you have locations
Yes, we have one in Westland. It's on Newburgh Road in Warren. We have one in Dearborn Heights, which is on Trevor and Telegraph. We also have one on the east side of us on Roseville, in Gratiot and 696.
All right. Well, we have locations. We have our fruits and vegetables. We've got local things, and we've got things from all around the world. Again, thank you, Mr. Russell, for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you. Good evening and welcome to Fresh Made Easy. I'm your host, Jessica Lindsay. Tonight we're going to go over a couple of dishes that are pretty simple and things that you could do. Maybe you're the type of person who comes home and you cook something and you want to take it to work the next day and you forget or whatever happens, but this is a meal that's going to be easy to make. It's something that you can have for dinner and take for lunch, or if you forget your lunch, come back home to it and it'll still taste just as good. What we're going to do is a light pasta dish. Some of the things that are going in the pasta are a couple of tablespoons of parsley. We have a basil sauce that I'm going to be making, a little lemon, and butter. So what we'll do is I'll start with the parsley. You don't need a lot, just enough to get a good amount of flavor going. What you'll also want to do while you're doing this is turn on the skillet with about a tablespoon and a half of virgin olive oil. That's what we're going to put our sauce into. Now you don't want to keep the heat too high because you don't want to really burn the oil. You just want to have it get hot enough where we can have a good crisp parsley. Alright, so what we're going to do, once this is chopped, you want to chop it up pretty finely. We're going to take about 2 tablespoons worth. We're going to add it to our skillet. Along with the parsley, you want to go ahead and take 2 full-size lemons. You just want to cut those in half and use the juice. Make sure to catch the seeds. Nobody wants seedy pasta. What you're also going to add, once you've added in your lemon, we're going to do about 3 tablespoons of butter. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of rosemary and 1 teaspoon of a little salt and a little pepper. Just want to make sure that you get it finely melted down so that you can add the rest of your sauce. Also, while this is going, you can take a little pinch of salt, a little pinch of pepper, add it in. Now, while this is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and get the pasta started. Now, as we all know, pasta only normally takes about 5 to 7 minutes. So we'll keep an eye on that until it's done. Now, once this is heated up and you've got a nice bubble going to it, then you can add in your pesto sauce. Now, most of the times with being fresh made easy, we want to go ahead and buy our basil, buy our olive oil, buy our Parmesan, make it ourselves. But for today, just to keep it quick and simple, we're going to go ahead and use some from the jar. 1 and 2. Now as this is going, you just want to kind of begin to stir it together. Keep an eye on it to make sure that nothing sticks. And go ahead and let the sauce do the rest of the work for you. Our pasta's done. So I'm going to go ahead and strain that. We can bring that over here. Put a nice amount. Probably want to keep it towards the center of the plate so there's enough space for you to mix your sauce in with your pasta. And we can go ahead and add our sauce, which came out really well. You can really smell the lemon and the rosemary. And then what you can do if you'd like, I'm a big Parmesan cheese fan. Don't know if you're a big Parmesan cheese fan, but with this, you can take a couple of tablespoons of Parmesan, shake it on. Normally what you can do, you can go ahead and serve this right away. Or if you'd like, you can always pair it with a good chicken or a pork chop or whatever it is you're kind of feeling for that evening. The good thing about this dish is that it's quick, it's easy, and it's something that's very filling. Okay, what we're gonna do now is an oldie but a goodie. We're gonna do a peanut butter cookie from scratch. Don't get overwhelmed, it is pretty simple. All you've gotta do is have a bowl here. We've already added our half a cup of white sugar. This is our half a cup of brown sugar. We're going to need a half a cup of peanut butter, which most of the time I eyeball. Put it in the measuring cup here. All right. So it's a half cup of peanut butter. We just want to add that to the mix. Also, don't forget to take into consideration that when you use a measuring cup for things like the peanut butter and other things, that you have to remember that you're not going to get all of it out. So maybe add an extra teaspoon or so that you can make sure that you have everything for the cookies. We'll need 1 egg. Just using a jumbo egg for it. Here we go. We'll need half a cup of butter. Now, you also want to make sure that you have your butter out so that it just softens naturally. You don't want to melt it or anything because as you're mixing it in with the peanut butter and the sugar, it's going to break down. Okay, next we're going to add 1 full cup of flour. And then we're going to need 1/4 of a cup to add to this. Now, with peanut butter cookies, they're kind of tricky. Because no matter what the recipe is, you always come out with too many cookies. So, what I like to do with them is use them for ice cream sandwiches. More of a summertime deal, but something good to keep in mind. Nice evening home alone by yourself or chilling with friends. All right, what we want to start doing now is stirring this up. I like to do it by hand at first, then I use the mixer. I'm kind of old school like that. I think a cookie doesn't really have love in it until you use a real spoon to make it. This is a little thick, so we'll go ahead and break out the big guns. Okay, what you want to also make sure of is that when you are using your mixer, you start out with whatever speed is most comfortable for you, because this stuff can pop up, so you can use a towel or a paper towel to cover it, but I'm going to keep this at a medium speed so that we can keep everything in the bowl. Next, what we're gonna add is a little baking soda, about 3/4 of a teaspoon. And then we're gonna add half a teaspoon of the actual baking powder. Now we'll want to go ahead and follow the same process. You want to just make sure that you fold it in really well, that it makes its way all through the mixture. Again, you can do this with a mixer if you'd like, but I feel that a spoon shows love. All right. Okay, now that we've added in the baking soda and the baking powder, if you want to go a little extra, you can add in about half a cup of Reese's Pieces, peanut butter, or whatever your preference is. What I like to show about cooking is that cooking can be as personal as you want it to be. So you may find a recipe that you like, experiment. That's the best way to find out what you like, what flavors you can make, and a lot of it is just trial and error. All right, we've got our Reese's Pieces in. So you can use your teaspoon and do maybe about 2-inch cookies. So get this going. Now, you could get really elbows deep into this and use your hands to make the balls for your cookies, but the spoon's just as fast. Okay, we've got our cookies here on the sheet. You can go ahead and place them in the oven now. Normally with peanut butter cookies, it takes maybe 17 to 23 minutes. So we're gonna set our timer. We'll call it 18. Leave those in and we'll come back and check on them and they'll be done and crisp, and then we'll move on to our drink for tonight. Is our evening little cocktail. Actually, we're going to do it as a shot for tonight. All you really need is whatever fresh fruit you have lying around. So today I had an orange, a lemon, and a lime. We're going to go ahead and just slice those in half. All right. I did make sure that I rolled these a little first so that we can get a lot of the juice out. Now, you do want to be careful about seeds because they are in there, but you just want to add a little bit of each fresh juice to each each glass that you have. All right. Okay, last we're going to add a little bit of our lime juice here. Just enough to add a little kick to your drink. what I'd like to take is 1 full shot blueberry vodka, or again, use whatever you feel comfortable with. You can use a good orange one, a good apple one that we'll add in a second. Ooh. Now, if you don't have a measuring utensil like I have here, you can always just eyeball it. I'm an advocate for people eyeballing. Alright. Now, once you've added your vodka, you can go ahead and add a little bit of apple pucker. About the same amount, about a shot worth. And I know you're also probably wondering, why do I have 4 glasses out? You never know when you might have a friend show up. And I always like to have something ready for my friends to drink when they come over. Whether it be something that I whipped up today or something that we go out and get. Sometimes you have a hard day and you need a drink. Alright, now you've got everything mixed in. What you normally do, you can go ahead and put them in the refrigerator. You can either put them in the freezer if you'd like more of a chilled drink for about 15 or 20 minutes, or you can just sit them in the fridge for maybe a couple of hours until you have your guest arrive. But the outcome is what matters most, and this, delicious. Let's go ahead and check on those cookies. Okay, here we have our cookies, which the timer just went off on them, so they are perfectly done. Nice golden brown. All right. So what we've done, we've taken our cookies out. Normally you should let them cool for a few minutes. I'm kind of a renegade, so I'm going to pull them off now. A gentle hand is all you really need when your cookies are warm, because sometimes you don't have time for them to wait for them to cool. Okay, welcome back. What we did today for you were 3 easy, freshly made dishes that you can always do on your own. So the best thing that I can tell you about this is don't be intimidated. When you see something and you want to try it, go ahead and do it. If you're making it and you feel like something will make it better, make sure you add your own little spice and flair to it. So again, for what we did for you today was a delicious lemon basil and pesto pasta. We did phenomenal peanut butter cookies, and we did my favorite, a delicious drink. So hopefully you're enjoying this meal right now, but if not, we'll see you next time for Freshly Made.